Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. In the haste to download and try to process the new patch, and I did a video on this, but some people missed the video. So as a reminder, the mastery loadouts are broken. These are currently my masteries. I have full recoil masteries for the ultimate benefit in arena points, except for the fact that my champions are rated lower with this mastery setup, somehow, than if I was using the non-recoil mastery loadout. Again, we're going to remind ourselves that in this mastery loadout, Doom has 32,435 as PI, and when I change it to the non-recoil masteries, Doom goes from 32,000 to 33,000, and Shuri becomes my top champ. Isn't that strange? And yet the irony is, I still think because of the mastery setup of number one, I'm able to clear arena matches faster, but I lose the advantage of PI. So, I get it. If you're confused, I was confused too. We just have to wait for it to hopefully correct, but with Kabam, that could be a month. So let's try to get excited about something that's not debilitatingly depressing. And that is a couple of new additions to the 7-star coding, which some of you reached out to me and said, Prof, you haven't talked about this. And I said, you're right. I haven't. So as you're scrolling down to see who's in the 7-star coding, if you scroll up and scroll up and scroll up, would you look at this? 7-star Blade. Now look. This guy, for a decent while, was the best champion MCOC. Those youngins out there will listen to old Grandpa Prof. Hoff. You don't know that when Blade came out, and I'll never forget, Brian Grant didn't go for Blade because Blade was tagged as a defender, and Brian didn't need a good defender. He didn't realize that Blade, I don't know anyone that uses Blade on defense. Blade was a defender, but he was primarily the magic counter. See, Kabam could have nerfed magic because magic was OP as a boss. Now, the funny thing is magic wasn't seen as too OP when she was making Kabam a bunch of money on defense and Alliance War, but the minute Blade came out and she no longer was a boss and she was just for power control as an attacker, suddenly Kabam was a lot more threatened by her utility. It's funny how that works. As always, we've seen this book for years. When there is a problem that benefits Kabam's pockets, they will be slow to fix it if they fix it at all. If there's a problem that's potentially taking any money out of Kabam's pocketbooks, it's immediately fixed, and sometimes players are punished even if it was Kabam's coding that caused the issue. So, how much hype for 7-star Blade now? I think it's mixed. I mean, Blade is another puzzle piece champion that ideally doesn't just need to be awakened, but needs to be high Sig. Of course, Sig 200 being the ultimate goal for that power converted to regen opportunity. Most people who get 7-star Blade, if they're lucky enough to even get 7-star Blade, it's going to be unawakened. And so how many times are you going to say, man, if I had had 7-star Blade, I would have won that fight over somebody else, even in the same class? Probably not that many. And maybe that's why Kabam has chosen now to release 7-star Blade into the pool. I don't know the answer to this. I just know that there are still a lot of fans of Blade out there, including myself, that may or may not be very excited to see him. It's also worth noting that Luke Cage is a 7-star here, but I don't think that's going to get the level of hype that Blade will. So Blade's kind of my takeaway from this video. I appreciate everybody who continues to support this YouTube channel in its 6th year of being an MCOC channel, as I continue to transition the channel eventually to also more long-form interviews with hopefully celebrities who, I use quotes because, you know, that's all in some ways subjective. I know A-list stars on paper that if people haven't heard of, they're like, I don't know what that is. But I want to tell stories of people who've overcome difficult challenges to make it to where they are, because this current generation is just not resilient, because we're the instant gratification generation and also the post-COVID haven't, in some cases, failed yet generation. And I think it was one of the founding fathers, maybe even Ben Franklin, who said, I've never failed. I've just found a way that didn't work. And that's how I look at failure too. Every time I upload an MCOC video and it's not received well, I think, well, that wasn't a failed video. That was a video I learned that it just didn't work. But hopefully this video gets some traction, because 7-star Blade is coming in some capacity to the game. Once he's coded, that means he's coming. Let me know if you're hyped for him in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.